Hi Stampers, this is Trevis. Welcome to Video Friday. So today we're going to make a card that we made at my one of my stamp classes this month. And so it's a pretty simple card, but I really love the stripes. I think the stripes actually make the card. Painted Stripes is the stamp set. And so when I saw this stamp set, I'm like, that is a cool background stamp. And I love it. It's number 165437 if you're interested in a cool background stamp. This is a cling stamp, so you can use it on your Stamparatus, but you have to take that the cushiony little piece out because it is a cling. It's not a photopolymer stamp. So let's get started today. Less chatting, more stamping. So I'm going to put the camera down. We're going to make this cute card. Okay, so the card base I'm going to use is Flirty Flamingo. I love this pink color. This is one of my favorite pinks. It's kind of it's really not a bright pink, but it's really a pretty pink. So this is 4.25 by 4.25 by 8.5. Golly, going to be one of those days. And so I'm going to I'll glue something on there. There we go. Fold this in half, so this will be folded perfectly in half at 4.25. Okay, so that's my card base. Then I have a piece of Pretty Peacock, and this piece is 4 by 5.25. And so this is going to be, I'm going to go ahead and put that on the card now. Just going to glue this on and start putting the card together. So one of my most recent purchases has been a die set called Beautiful Motifs. And it is only 5 dies, but every one of them is awesome. So I'll show them to you, actually. So it's this one. And then these, I call these kind of corner dies. This die, which I've used several times already. And then another one. Where is it? Oh my gosh, where's my other die? Okay, can't find my other die, which I need for my card. No, here it is. It's this one. And what's interesting about this die is it doesn't cut out fully. It just cuts out the outline. And so I'm going to show you how that works. Okay, so I put the stamp Painted Stripes in my Stamparatus. If you don't have a Stamparatus, no problem. You can actually just, because it is a cling stamp, it's so easy to use. You can just ink it up, put it on a block, just ink it up. And I usually on these big stamps, leave them face up and then just ink them with your stamp pad. Okay, so make sure that when you do ink it up, you don't get any lines in it. Sometimes at the very end, I'll like kind of scrape it across. I know it's kind of hard on your stamp pad, so go lightly with it. You don't want, it is foam, so you're not going to get fibers, but you know, it is a little bit hard on your stamp pad. And so this is what comes out of after you do it. So you would lay it on here, ink this up, boom. Okay, so this is how it looks. And it has these light and dark stripes, which I absolutely love, different sizes. Yeah, love it. Okay, so I have that. And now I am going to adhere this to my card. So what size is this? You're going to wonder what size this is. Let me give you a measurement. Okay, so it's 3 3/4 by 5. Okay, so that's the white piece before I stamped it. Go ahead and add this to my card. So I think these two colors really play well together. I think they just look really good together. Okay, now the next thing I want to do is I have a piece of designer series paper, and this is from Floral Impressions. So this designer series paper is so pretty. The whole pack is gorgeous, but I'm going to go with this pool party side. So can you see there's like a little design on there? Very subtle. And so I am going to cut this out of this. So I've got my mini cut and emboss. I call it my peewee. And I'm going to put this into my So it's a die, so you just want to do your plates just like normal. Okay. And I'm just going to run this through. I think I have it. I hope I have that in there far enough. Okay. I think I do. Okay. And when it comes out, this is the interesting part. The die does not cut all the way out. It's not designed to cut completely out. It's designed for these leaves to kind of pop up, but not the whole piece to cut away. Does that make sense? So don't be expecting this leaf, stem and leaf to completely cut away, because it doesn't. Okay, so I am going to work on this now. I have another piece of Pretty Peacock, and it's just a smidge bigger than this. Okay, so size-wise, let me give you some sizes. This piece of Designer Series paper is 2 3/4 by 4. So then this is going to layer underneath it. So it is just under 3 and just under 4 1/4. Actually about, 4 1/8. Okay, so those are the sizes, so you don't end up with a big border. If you like a little bigger border, we'll go for it. Just going to put a little adhesive on here. So you can see that the border is pretty small, and that's what I want. I don't want the border to be overbearing. Okay, so that's going to go on there like that. So let's go ahead, and I'm not going to pop it up. I'm not going to use dimensionals. The only thing I'm going to use dimensionals on is the sentiment. Okay, now I did use this other die that I showed you, this long skinny one. I did cut this out twice out of cardstock. And I did put some adhesive sheets on the back to make it easier to, we'll see how this works, easier to adhere. So the first one I'm going to do is just this one. See how this works. See if this comes away. Yeah, there it goes. So there's a lot of little pieces with this stamp, with this die. So I was hoping that it would just, we'll see. Wow. I did use a smaller piece of adhesive sheets, an older piece on this top part, so I don't know if it's older. Might not want to come loose. Yikes. Yeah, that did come loose. Okay. And it's very sticky. Super sticky. Okay, and then this piece. Just take it apart and see how this works. There we go. All right, so I have that done. Now I'm going to take off this adhesive sheets off the back. Sometimes it works easier for me to just kind of get something underneath there and get it started. It's so fragile that I thought it would be easier to use adhesive sheets. We'll see if I'm right. Huh. Okay, that piece worked. Because that stem is so fragile that I didn't want to put glue on it. Okay, now there's little pieces in there, but you know what? I'm not concerned about it. I'm really not going to worry about it a whole lot. So it's kind of long. So I think I'm just going to let it kind of go where it wants to go. Okay, so I'm just going to put this down. I'm not going to just let it go where it wants to go. I'm actually going to give it a little guidance. Okay. So even though it was a little tricky to get off of the adhesive sheet, it's worth it. Okay, here's the next one, and this one is Pretty Peacock. This one I'm going to cut down a little bit, I think. I'm just going to cut part of this off. I don't want the whole piece. I just want a small piece of it. So I'm going to take this apart. So if you've never used adhesive sheets, it is awesome for really fragile things or intricate things. The hardest part, like I said, is getting it started. I have decent fingernails, so we'll see. There we go. Go for it. Okay, so we got part of it. I actually put it on in 2 pieces, so that's why it's cutting away. If you do it all in 1 piece, it works better. But I had some extras, so I just used it. There we go. And then this one little piece right here is the last piece. Okay, got it. I think I got it. Do I? And then I'm going to, I don't have any ribbon in these colors, so I am going to color my own ribbon. Okay, so I'm just going to glue that down. Okay, so I have this white ribbon. This is the 1/4 inch, and it's kind of like a gauze. And so I am in love with it, and I'm just going to color it Pool Party. I thought Pool Party would be the best color, so I'm going to use the brush tip of my blend marker just to color it. And I don't think this is a really juicy marker, so I might take a few swipes. I am using the side of my blend marker to protect the tip, right? Because if you go like this, it will totally fray the tip of your blend, and there'll be a lot of ink left, but the tip will be ruined. And it's like a bummer. Now, when it gets light colored like that, can you see how light it is on the tip? You can tell. It means it's kind of getting low on ink. Time to buy a new set. Okay, so now I'm just going to tie this into a bow. And I think the color's perfect. It's kind of light, but I like it. I don't want it to be too dark. That's why I didn't go with the Pretty Peacock. Okay, I'm going to make a tiny little dainty bow like that. Cut that. It really, this ribbon, I should warn you, does fray really easily, so be careful with the ends, or you'll be trimming. Okay, so now I'm just going to put this on my mini glue dot and adhere that to my card. Oh, that's so cute. All right, now for my sentiment, I'm going to make this a thank you card. So I have some little strips here. I have white and then another strip a little bit wider of Pretty Peacock. So I'm going to use Simply Said stamp set. And this is still current. It was carried over. It's still current in the catalog, annual catalog. So I'm going to use Thank You. And I am just going to do this in, I think I'm going to do it in Pretty Peacock. I kind of want the sentiment to stand out a little bit. I was thinking about doing it in Flirty Flamingo, but then I'm like, oof, I think I need it a little darker. Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this on here. All right, trim this off. I think I'm going to do it on an angle. Should I do it on an angle? Yeah, do it on an angle. Okay, and then put a little adhesive on there. Layer it up on this little piece of peacock cardstock. Continue with my angle. Put a couple dimensionals on the back. Just 2. It's plenty. And decide where you want to put it. Okay, I think I'm just going to put it right here. Super easy. Okay, now I am going to put something, because I think you could just go ahead and write on this, but I am going to put a piece of white cardstock inside. And this is 3 by 4 1/4. So I am going to go ahead and add this to the inside of my card. If you want a bigger piece, if you have a lot to say, you want to put a bigger piece, okay? But I don't have a whole lot to say. Usually it's just thank you. Either thank you for your order, thank you for thinking of me. Okay, so it's kind of like that big border. All right, so there's my card today. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you on Tuesday for another video. My name's Trevis Bossler, a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in St. Louis, Missouri. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend. Bye.